A fractal noise frenzy, some crazy new tech from Google, and Phish goes ham at the Sphere. It's Motion Mondays. Happy New Year. While we took a couple of weeks off at School of Motion, our dear friend Jake was working tirelessly. Mr. Jake Bartlett recently dropped an insanely useful tutorial for creating beautiful grunge textures and animations using After Effects' Fractal Noise plugin. This feels especially timely since that grungy analog look is making a strong comeback after years of geometric dominance. Jake breaks down the versatility of fractal noise and roughen edges, showing how to create those perfectly imperfect textures that we all love. As a bonus, he's released a free fractal noise generator script that lets you roll the dice on different settings to discover unexpected looks. It's like having a texture slot machine right in After Effects. You can grab the free generator on Jake's site. The link is in the description. Jake, you beautiful genius. Thank you for starting off 2025 right. Some heavy hitters just entered the public domain for 2025, and this is a big deal for creators. IP like Popeye, Tintin, and Singing in the Rain, plus works from Magritte, Dali, and Kandinsky are now in the public domain. For those keeping score, public domain means that these works are free to use, modify, or remix without permission or royalties. Our good friend Ariel Costa, aka Blink My Brain, has been crushing it using public domain imagery to create that authentic retro vibe in his work. The New York Public Library's digital collection is particularly useful in this regard, with over 1 million items digitized and ready for creative use. With AI's rise, I suspect we'll see more artists turning to human-created public domain work for remixing and inspiration. The authenticity of these historical pieces just hits different. I'm curious what you think, though, about this trend, so drop your thoughts in the comments below. Our Winter 2025 session kicks off today, but there's still time to jump in. Whether you're looking to master After Effects, design, animation, cinema 4D, visual effects, or illustration, we've got you covered with our interactive sessions. You'll get unlimited feedback from pro motion designers, access to our 24/7 global community, monthly live streams, and verified credentials upon completion. Perfect for that new year, new skills energy that I know you're feeling. Head to schoolmotion.com/winter2025 for all the details. And if you missed it, check out our epic year-end podcast. We talked for nearly 6.5 hours and featured industry insights from Buck, Scholar, Imaginary Forces, and many more. We've already got some killer interviews lined up for 2025, so hit that subscribe button and stick around. Lottielab is officially out of beta, and they brought something interesting to the table. While it started as another online animation tool for Lottie exports, their new interactive Lottie editor is what really caught my eye late last year. It's the first tool I've seen that attempts to recreate Rive-style state machine capabilities using Lottie files. While not as powerful or performant as Rive, it's a clever solution for making Lottie files interactive without needing to be a coder. The team clearly has an eye for detail, and now that they're out of beta, it's worth checking out if you're already working with Lottie files and want to add some interactivity to your projects. Epic and Adobe just dropped a sweet deal for 3D artists. Spend $25 or publish a paid listing on fab.com and you'll get 6 months of Substance Painter and Substance Modeler for free. The coupon code needs to be redeemed by May 31st, but it's a killer opportunity if you've been curious about diving into Substance. Adobe's been putting serious work into these tools lately. Painter lets you texture 3D models directly, while Modeler offers both desktop and VR sculpting. Fab's got tons of 3D assets for Unreal and other apps, including a decent amount of free content. Props to Epic and Adobe for this collaboration. The link will be in the description. Google just released VO2, their updated text-to-video AI model, and it's raising my eyebrows. While most AI video models struggle with physics and natural movement, VO2 seems to handle both surprisingly well. The camera moves are more dynamic than competitors like Sora, and while you can still spot the AI tells if you look closely, it's getting harder to distinguish from real footage. MKBHD tested both Sora and VO2, concluding that VO2 dominates in most use cases. The tomato cutting demo is particularly impressive, showing realistic knife friction that Sora can't match. For video editors needing simple B-roll or concept development, these tools might already be professional grade. Ex-user Min Chao posted a thread with AI-generated influencer content from VO, suggesting that we might be heading towards a future where most influencer videos are AI-generated. But my take is that it's up to us artists to figure out how to make these tools actually useful in professional work. What do you think, though? Can you see practical applications for these AI video tools? Let us know in the comments. Let's check out some sick work from around the industry. Sydney's Never Sit Still studio recently dropped the NodeFest 2024 opening titles, weaving clever storytelling with killer type treatments. I love the design in this piece. It feels like a fresh take on the 2D look that we've grown used to seeing. One real head turner this week is Egyptian motion designer Mohammed Hussein's showreel. This artist deserves way more followers. His animation style has that snappy, satisfying quality that makes you want to watch it on repeat, and it's another example of how much talent is in the Middle Eastern market. Speaking of satisfying, Greek studio Oddbleat created this beautiful Christmas message for Athens Cultural Center, featuring adorable character designs and clever 2D compositing that achieves an almost subsurface scattering effect. Their compositing work transforms what could have been simple Illustrator files into something magical. Check out all the work in our show notes and tag us at School of Motion on social media if you spot work that deserves a feature. Cloud-based 3D app Spline's new Shape Blend tool brings sign distance fields to the browser, letting you combine 3D objects with a satisfying Play-Doh-like quality. All this happens in real time right in your web browser. You can mix this with Spline's existing polygon system for some seriously cool effects that'll make your portfolio site even cooler. We've got a Spline tutorial on our channel if you want to dive in, but they keep shipping new features that push web-based 3D forward. The Shape Blend tool is yet another solid addition to their toolkit. Time to celebrate our School of Motion Student of the Week, Bruno Jacquet. This Belgian artist in our All Access program just knocked it out of the park with his retro take on Animation Bootcamp's Rube Gold Bounce assignment. This exercise tests your physics animation chops. You really need to know your way around the graph editor to nail it. Bruno not only crushed the fundamentals, but added his own creative flourishes that elevated the whole thing. Check out his site to see just how versatile he is across both 2D and 3D. Keep crushing it, Bruno. We can't wait to see what you create next. Procreate CEO James Kuda just laid out their 2025 roadmap, and there's plenty to get excited about. They're beefing up their already stellar Procreate brush engine with more customization options, but the real news is what's coming to Procreate Dreams. They're completely redesigning their frame-by-frame animation experience, adding pixel-perfect drawing and selection tools, keyboard shortcuts, timeline multi-drag and drop, and more export options, things like transparent video export and GIF export. Though James pronounces it GIF export.
GIF Export Studio.
Maybe it's an Aussie thing. Other additions include luminance masks and brush stabilization. Procreate's built two of the most satisfying apps for artists, and 2025 looks like it's going to be another banger year for the team. Pixar co-founder Ed Catmull just joined AI startup Odyssey's board as they pioneer generative world models. They're using AI to create full 3D environments based on detailed real-world imagery and geometry built around Gaussian splats. What sets them apart is editability. You can bring these generated scenes into Unreal, Blender, or After Effects to modify or combine with other elements. While there are still plenty of artifacts to work out, the potential for virtual production is huge. Imagine generating complete scenes on the fly that you can explore with real cameras and actors. Explorer is still in beta, but you can apply for early access on their site. The link is in the description. Chad Nelson, former Topgolf creative director turned OpenAI CD, just dropped a fascinating behind-the-scenes look at Foreverland, a fake 3D game trailer created with Sora and ChatGPT. He managed to create a Little Big Planet-inspired felt character and generate surprisingly compelling footage in just 2.5 days. While it required significant post-production in After Effects plus sound design and editing, the result shows how AI tools might actually be useful for rapid concept development. Traditional production would have taken weeks or months to achieve similar results. Check out the short film and making of on Instagram to see how these tools might fit into your workflow. Epic recently shared how killer studio Moment Factory pulled off the visuals for Phish's 4-night run at the Sphere in Las Vegas, and it's a masterclass in real-time production. Using Unreal Engine, they created a system that let operators essentially jam with the band visually. Instead of pre-rendered content, they built a game-like setup where operators could respond to the music in real time. Smart optimization allowed them to fake fully 3D content when needed, and they used DMX boards to control parameters exposed from Unreal, letting the visuals flow naturally with the music. The whole thing is super trippy and incredibly innovative. Make sure to also check out Moment Factory's portfolio. They've done similar work for Billie Eilish and countless interactive installations, and I think are an awesome example of a company pushing the boundaries of motion design. As Rive, Lottielab, and GSAT make interactive animation more accessible, we all need to expand our UI/UX animation vocabulary. Motion.Ed is a fantastic deep dive resource that goes beyond just showing cool examples. It actually teaches animation principles, connecting classic animation concepts to modern interactive applications. The site starts with basic examples, then dives into animation history before showing how these timeless principles apply to digital products. You can scroll for days through their examples and mini tutorials. Drop a comment if you know other other resources like this. We are always looking to share more. Instant 3D just launched, letting you generate 3D models from single images. I tested it with a Strandberg 8-string guitar I've been eyeing, and while the result needs a lot of cleanup, it's not a horrible starting point. You get a basic texture and can export GLB files for any 3D app. There's a lot of tools like this out there right now. Check out this AI modeled print of my head from my son's 3D printer Hanukkah present. After some cleanup in Nomad Sculpt, it turned out pretty decent. Tools like these are becoming genuinely useful for getting quick starting points, especially if you've got modeling and sculpting chops to refine them. Try Instant 3D free for 3 generations, and if you're hunting for similar tools, bookmark Product Hunt. They surface new tech daily. And that's it for our first Motion Mondays of 2025. We've got huge plans this year. Our Blender course drops in a few weeks, and Winter 2025 registration is still open for a few more days. Don't miss your chance to level up your skills and become a better artist this year. Head to schoolofmotion.com/winter2025 for all the details. We are so stoked to hang out with you this year, and we hope to see you in class. Until next week.